Well, we're back. We never got up to the fort and the palace because we saw tiger number 1 and spent a half an hour there looking at him. And then we saw, later on, we went and looked at some things around there. There was a banyan tree that was the second largest in the world, and we looked at that. And there was the Maharaja's palace that only dignitaries like President Bush would be invited there. You know, we went there. And then we're going home, and we saw tiger number 2. And everybody, we stopped, and he's laying down there in the wash area, the dry gravel creek bed there, and then he raises his head up, and then he moves his arms, you know, and he's really slow. He's just doing his thing. And then all at once he gets out and he starts walking. Well, now here's all these people, you know, cramming for views to get this tiger in focus, you know. And I don't know, we'll just have to wait to see how they come out. But it was late in the day, and he did walk, and he walked across the road in front of us, but I couldn't get him because I was in the back of the truck. So, and my friend, I told her, I said, well, if you get a good picture, you save one for me. But wasn't that exciting? We had 4 drives, and we saw 3 tigers and a leopard. And other people have been here and done 4 drives and saw nothing. So we really were very, very fortunate. I'm glad of that. Good morning. It's 5:45. We got our wake-up call at 5 o'clock. But this is not to say good morning. That the exciting thing that happened last night was the robbers came. While we were at a meeting. We had dinner at 7:30, and then at 8:30 we had a meeting. And the robbers came, and they stole, let's see, 4 cameras and 1 video recorder. Now our friend that we met that is from the landings back in Savannah, that wasn't our friend back there but is now, they had 2 big cameras with all the big lens, and he had a videotape machine. But the thing was that inside of her camera case, they had all her tickets. They had already been here in Nepal for 5 weeks, and then they met us and were continuing on the tour with us. So they had all their plane tickets for the rest of the trip, and I think he had $3,000 cash, and they had.
And then they were going to Thailand for a couple of weeks. They had their tickets to go to Thailand.
Oh yeah, after they left us. See, they're gone like 3 months there. So they had all those tickets. He had $3,000 cash. He had traveler's checks, and plus, this is the gal that came with over 100 rolls of film. And but anyway, he had met some guy on the veranda, and I had been talking to this man also, and this man made an appointment with him to come back at 8:30, that the meeting would be over by then, and come back at 8:30 to look at some jewelry. He was bringing some jewelry in. Okay, and this is the guy that did all this dirty work. And really was very disruptive, but I don't know how. I guess when Jet went to his room to be ready to meet this man, that they had just left, because he ran back and told the hotel manager, and this guy alerted all his security guys, you know, out in they all have security people around all their hotels and places. And it wasn't no more than 10 minutes later, and they had this guy and beat the heck out of him. And he had everything except he didn't have our tour leader's camera, which really wasn't hers. She had borrowed it from a friend because her camera had broken. It was a beautiful piece of work. Now, they didn't come into our room to get ours, because what have we got? You know, the little tiny camera. They only went after the big stuff. But, you know, the hotel was, the man was furious, because this does not put a good name on his hotel. And this is a five-star place. I mean, this place is gorgeous, and the rooms are just beautiful, and the food is the tops. So he didn't want this to happen in his place of business. But anyway, it did. And so everybody got their things back. Then they had to go up. Well, we went to bed at, let's see, that was, we went to bed, it was after 11:30 when we went to the room. I helped Susan, the gal in charge, she was in one of the tents, and we went over there and got all her stuff up, because she was kind of scared to sleep out in the tents now that this happened. And there's one more guy. They caught one, but they didn't get the other one, because they don't have her camera. And we went back there and looked all around. Of course, it was dark. You can't see too much, thinking maybe he dropped it in the bushes or something.